Well, welcome to the channel launch of RLDR Custom Creations. Greetings to everybody out there in YouTube land. This is something that I've wanted to do for quite a while, and now that apparently I have lots of time, we're going to give this a shot. First of all, the name, RLDR Custom Creations. Well, I came up with this name actually a couple of years ago because of other things that I'm involved with on the internet now. But the one thing that you could see titled by that name right now is my Instagram channel, which is also RLDR Custom Creations. I am a very recently retired teacher, in fact, end of June 2022. And July 1st, I posted my own first Instagram. So I've been trying to do a video a day. I don't quite always do that, but most of the time I'm pretty close to it anyway. And you can follow on Instagram as well if you'd like. So a little bit about my history that might help explain where this channel is going to go. First of all, I've always enjoyed making things. I started out after high school in the construction industry. I learned how to frame buildings and all that stuff, which was really, really handy for what I've done on our yard here over the years. It's been wonderful to have those skills. But I got tired of construction and I wanted something more, and I thought, well, maybe teaching. Teaching was always something I was interested in. I thought it was the pinnacle of careers. And so I laid everything aside in my late 20s and went to university and became a shop teacher. Basically, if I had to sum it up, that was probably, besides marrying my wife, the second best decision I ever made. It was just opened the doors to a wonderful career, working with wonderful staff and students. It was a lot of fun. Well, as far as, you know, the school projects will definitely have an influence on what will happen on this channel. We did all kinds of things at school, and I like to think that a lot of the things we did were quite creative. Standard projects became, like I built a skateboard press and 2 longboard presses, so we made those, made our own veneer, did everything. Electric guitars, acoustic guitars, ukuleles, all the guitar stuff for ukulele, we always made all the wood parts. We made the body, we made the neck, we made the fretboard, we did it all, and I set up jigs for all of that. So that was a lot of fun to develop that. I had no musical, I still have no musical ability, but learning to build guitars was fun. Very intimidating at first, but a lot of fun. Those were just what came to be standard projects, but we had some really interesting stuff that happened, and it was largely because I let students go. They weren't limited by, say, in grade 10 you build this and that's it. I had one student, one of my welding students, that dragged the rear end of a 50s car into the shop and made it into a sofa, which was really cool. Unfortunately, his raw product, the stuff that he got to work with, was so rusted out that he ended up spending most of his time in rust repair. But I think eventually it got done in another school that he went to, so that's great. And I believe now he's actually running a blacksmith business out of Calgary. We sat for hours, me with a lit torch and him heating something and twisting things, and it was a lot of fun. I had girls that would come into the shop, and they were always really motivated. They decided that, hey, I'm not going to live at home forever, and I'm going to have furniture when I leave. So in grade 10, they'd come in and they'd pick a room, like a bedroom or a living room. So The bedroom, it was often a futon, armoire, and a night table. In the living rooms, it would be, entertainment center, sofa table, and an end table. So that really was cool to see kids take off on that. We welded. We did a little bit of machining in the early years. What else? I love turning. We turned a lot. Had some really, really good student turners come through the program. So, and it was all a lot of fun. And this was just an extension of what was interesting to me anyway. So you'll see that content on this channel. Leading right into that, what you are going to see on this channel is basically you're going to see what I am doing day to day. There will be videos of kind of the story of building this shop, which we'll go through. That might be one of the early videos. There's some shop improvement that needs to happen yet. For example, the inside of the building is done, and it's been done for a few years. But I don't have centralized dust collection running yet. I have the pieces. Luckily I bought them years ago, and that basically fire sale prices, and that's, so now we'll finish putting the ductwork in and getting everything running. I have air lines from the compressor that need to run to various stages of the shop. That isn't done yet, and I plan to do that when I get time. Eventually, I want to be possibly teaching some classes out of this shop. So one of the things that's very, very important to me, and we'll talk about this as well on the channel, is learning to run equipment safely. The last thing you want as a person learning to run equipment, whether you're young or old, is a trip to the emergency ward with 3 of your fingers in a little box with ice. Yeah, been there, done that. Not a good feeling. So we want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you, so we'll do some instruction. But we're also going to make it so that if I'm instructing in here, I just, from working in the school shop, I don't like having dust collection, air hoses, cords strung across the floor. It just annoys the stuffing out of me, so that's not going to happen in here. So everything's going up, and in a future video I'll show you the shop and you'll know what I mean. Now where was I? Yeah, so there'll be lots of shop content. But I also, Sheila and I have been working on this yard for 40 years, 30 years, I don't know, a long time. And every building on this property has been built by the 2 of us. So there's always work to do outside. So our addition now is done, and the house is stuccoed, which was this last summer's project. But there's a deck that needs to go on the back yet, and we took out 90 tower poplars that were surrounding our yard because the poplar borer beetle got them and they were all dead. So that has to be dealt with yet too. The stumps have been ground now, so I got a little bit of it done this last year. We put our garden into that edge, which again, there'll be another video to show you that. So, because I was kind of proud of that, it's kind of cool. So there'll be, and I've got a clubhouse for my grandkids that I'm finishing. So there'll be stuff outside in summer. Also, I'm a dirt bike fanatic. I don't ride as much as I used to, but I enjoy almost everything dirt bike related. And there might be the odd video of me riding. I'm old and slow, but hey, it's still fun. So there may be a little bit of snow blowing content if we won't have any snow this year, so that's not a big issue. And I happen to have pretty much every tool that I had in the industrial arts shop that I taught in. So I love welding. I'm not as good at it as I'd like to be, but I enjoy doing it. And I have a metal lathe, so we'll be doing some machining as well. And as far as woodworking stuff goes, yes, there'll be some guitars and there'll be some turning. This is my baby. I love it. So we'll be doing all that stuff. We'll be building some skateboards, some longboards. I have a beautiful General International bandsaw, 3-horsepower motor for resawing. We're going to do this way better than we ever did in school. So it'll be all over the map. Some guys that I watch on YouTube that I follow, they do pretty much one thing. In fact, I follow a bowl turner from Ontario, and he turns bowls. And I love his channel. He does a really good job. But I'm too ADHD to do that. So, like I say, you'll get a mix when you watch this channel, and hopefully you will. Last but not least, a few channel goals I should share with you. First of all, the goal is to get good at shooting video and editing video. And I think hand in hand, it's shooting video good enough that I don't spend hours and hours and hours editing. Now this video, the first one, in fact maybe the first few, this one may just be edited off my iPhone and will be nothing fancy. I just want to start getting some content up. So this one may not awe you as far as editing goes. My goal is to shoot a video a week. So I'm going to have to learn to look at everything that I do in the shop and on the yard from a content perspective. I'm kind of used to this already because I have been writing for the Saskatchewan Woodworkers Guild. I write a column a month for them, and I've done it for the last 20 years. So I'm kind of used to looking at that, but this will be accelerated. It'll come much faster. I guess the big goal is to be able to make content and edit content that's enjoyable for you, the viewer. I'm hoping that I can make things good enough that you want to subscribe and you want to follow and do all those things. And you know, like I say, I've been watching a lot of creators on YouTube, and the monetizing, well, that comes later. Often you'll have a year or two of videos before anything happens on that front. But whatever, that's in the background. First thing I want to do is get good at what I do, and then we'll worry about the other parts. So, like I say, welcome to the channel. This will go in as chapter 1, and hopefully you got to the end of my rambling, and hopefully you're going to be a subscriber and watch. And you can also watch my Instagram for maybe what's coming in the shop. So once we get into doing a video a week, maybe I'll back off on the Instagram a little bit. We'll see how it works. Anyway, thank you very much for listening, and Happy New Year to all of you.